up, guys? This is Casey Israel again, and this is the update view of the collection. I mean, a lot of this is pretty much the same, but some over here has changed. So let's come over here. What's different? Well, I know one thing. I picked up the Commodore 64 Mini. I have moved the Sega Master System games off these two cassette tapes and moved them over here. It's a little messy, I apologize. There we go. Just fixing that up a little bit. So I moved a bunch of whatever was behind there and pushed the cases back there and brought the loose games over here. And I moved a lot of Sega Genesis games that was in here. Mostly the sports games I had removed so I can have more room to put more Sega Genesis games. But I have moved, I believe I moved the N64 games from down there to up here during that time frame. I pretty much filled out the whole NES box section now. Now it's just all NES games in their boxes now in this section. I know I have picked up the past year the Game Genie in its box, and the box is pretty dang good shape too. I moved the Aladdin deck enhancer. That's sealed still. Put it over here. I have pushed the Jaguar box games behind, like I did with the Sega Master System games, and put the loose games in front of it. I put some of the, like I got the Atari porn game, and then you got Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers, Mario USA, and Super Mario 3 in the Famicom version, or the Japanese Nintendo NES. Then you got Mother 1, you got Mother 2, then you got Mother 3, and Mother 1 plus 2, right there. That was on the NES box shelf, but I wanted to have this all in pretty much all NES games. So I moved it over here, and then I moved a bunch of the Atari 7800 games. There's more there's more back there. You can kind of see it right there. And I moved the Coleco and Vision and Television games out of the way to make more room for my Magnavox Odyssey 2 games. Got more than boxed, and I got the big box, the Quest for the Rings. And that is not only a video game, it's also a board game that you also, I believe, use a tape. I think there's a tape with that as well. No, it's not a tape. You just play with the Odyssey 2 and a board game. And I still need to get that game for the Jaguar that I got a box. And one of the biggest things that has changed is my Neo Geo collection. I have exploded onto the Neo Geo games. I had one MVS game before this previous year, and my local game shop had a bunch of these to sell. That's why you see a bunch of price tags, and I picked up this adapter that would let me play my Neo Geo MVS games, start these right here, onto my AES, that's the console. And like right here, these right there are the Neo Geo AES games. and there's a couple mixed in there. That's an AES game. You got 4 not MVS games, then a multi-cart 161 and one another MVS game. And then I put my Atari albums together up here for right now because there's honestly no more room to put up there. So what's funny, I actually tossed this shelf. This shelf's been used, retired, used, retired, used, retired. Eventually been thrown to the curb one day, and the same day I pulled it out because it's like, where am I going to put these Neo Geo games? So it's like, I just happened to open the door. It's like, oh, it's still there. Good. So I pulled it back out. So, let me pull the Neo Geo shelf out so you can get a better look. And I'm back. This section with the Atari games on these cassette holders, it's pretty much the same. Maybe a couple moved in and out. Actually, I can put this Spitfire attack down here. And same thing probably with this Mad. Kind of squeeze it down there now. And this section is where I have my Super Nintendo and my Super Famicom games. They're kind of mixed in with each other. And if you look behind, there are some of the boxes. And I'm thinking I'm going to do in the future, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but my local game store has a bunch of Super Famicom games, and I wouldn't mind starting to collect them, but I really don't have no room right now. So I might just try to change it up a little bit. So right now I'm going to put that on hold, but I have moved from up here to down here are the Coleco games and the Intellivision games. On the left, you got the Intellivision games with a bunch of Intellivision games in their boxes behind it. And then you got the ColecoVision games right there. And down here you got Atari games. And then right here are the RCA Studio 2 games in their boxes. So I had that last year, but let's go ahead and move on. One of the cooler things I picked up maybe a year or so ago, but I had finally tried to use it this past year. I'm trying to find where is it. You got so many stuff around here. Oh, I see it right there. That's the Super Nintendo disc reader copier thing. It's, gosh, I forgot what it's called. Trying to remember what it's called, but the Game Doctor SF3. So I have made a bunch of copies of my Super Nintendo games that were able to. I just made a bunch of copies, so now I got a stack of Super Nintendo games on floppy disk. I have picked up a bunch of NES PAL games. Like from here down to here are PAL games, or European or Australian games. Up here are Asian games. So that was pretty cool. And more PAL games. Except Widget, that's I picked up recently. That's expensive. That's a Smurf game. And then it's been filling out on my NES collection lately. And it's finally gone down to where down here is filling more and more out. It's a little messy. But some of the normal games has spilled down to here now, where I have a bunch of random carts with their like reproductions. I got a bunch of reproductions, unlicensed games, like all this right here. This is Tenjin games, Color Dream games, and just a bunch of unlicensed games, and then you got a couple pirate games as well. So let's see what else is different. I told you about the N64 section. The GameCube section's pretty much the same. Same thing with the Wii. I try to collect all the Wii U games as much as I can. And then there's my Switch games. And actually, here's some new stuff down here I picked up. Is the Fairchild F games right here. I got a bunch. So, a couple in the boxes, and the rest of them are loose right there. I got a bunch of TI-99 games. They're like 2 or 3 stacks behind there of these games. The box for some of them. Then you got right here is the Achimax, those VHS tapes. And then I got Hyperscan games with the cards. So I'm thinking I might be utilizing that a little bit more in the future. Like I said, I've filled out a lot more of my Sega Genesis. I mean, it's been packed, but I've been picking up some more Sega CD games here and there. Same thing with the Sega Saturn. And some couple for the for the Dreamcast to the left, and more Saturn to the right. So, let's see if I have added anything up here since last year. Looking. I believe I picked up this Model 3 last year. The Sega Genesis Model 3. Same thing with this NES Classic. The Pocky box up there. Same thing with the Game Doctor SF. Then you got the Super Game Boy box. I forgot about that. The X-Band. I picked up the Sega Genesis Model 2 box. And one of the bigger ones is the Commodore 64 system in its box. I think. And then there's the tape deck with it. And that might be it as boxes. I mean, over here is all the same stuff I have in the previous. Maybe a couple new stuff here and there. As game systems, let's go over here. I have sold my TurboGrafx 16 and picked up this PC Engine Duo that's been modded to play TurboGrafx games. And down here is my TI-99. I haven't tried it out yet. It's still wrapped up. Then there's the N64, PlayStation 2. There's the NES top loader, my Neo Geo. I had picked up that Atari 70s. No, it's the Hyperkin 77, plays 2600 games. A lot of stuff over here. It's messy right now. A lot of this, like the Super Nintendo, GameCube, Saturn, Hyperscan, Jag, Dreamcast, the 3DO, then television is all the same. I'm going to have to move some stuff around. Alright, down here, what's new is this Famicom, this sharp Nintendo Famicom that has not only the Japanese Famicom cartridge, it plays the Famicom disc disc games made from Sharp. And then down here, you got the Sega Genesis and 32X with the Sega CD. And here's the... Oh, God, it's so hard to pronounce it. It's the Fairchannel F. I picked up that last year as well. And here's my Atari 7800 Pro system. So, sorry the messy look. I apologize about that, but it's hard to keep this looking super professional when I actively use this room all the time and play games. But, hold on. I'm going to try to close it up and talk about this section because I used to have over here, before I had this entertainment center, I bought this cheap coffee table that had that TV on top of a glass coffee table with a bunch of systems, and I thought it would look cool, but I was wrong, and it didn't look good. So I went back to the same place. I got a different entertainment center. It's like I want something so I can display most of my systems. And this one fit the bill. Here's the kicker. Actually, these right here, the shelving, those probably went with it. Nope, actually it's supposed to have glass. What was in here before? No, what I used those wood paneling is the same wood paneling on this floor. But it worked perfectly. I just measured and cut it and slide it in. A lot of this stuff right here, like I said, a lot of this is still the same stuff I had, minus that canteen bottle, wherever, from Super Mario 3D World. And the go-kart for Mario Kart. Yeah, I believe I had a lot of those for years now. I know I picked up these posters in the year 2021, maybe late 2020. And I thought these were pretty cool at the time. They are pretty cool. Well, those pretty much got beaten out by these arcade marquees that I went crazy. I believe I paid like $10 a piece for these. So, like, I just decked this whole wall out of arcade marquees. They're not real. They're tin, but they're cool. And then I had my let me take this stuff away real quick. My arcade 1-up machine for a couple years now, and this has been modded to play over 800 games. I have done some of those games for you guys recently, and I'll return to them. I'm just want to play a bunch of systems that I have that, like, I don't want to play just normal NES, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. I want to play some more rare system for you guys. That's why, like, I did Philips CDI, the 3D. I'm trying to do the 3DO. I'm doing the Master System. You know, here got some cool stuff up here. You got that Double Dragon. I really just bought it because it's Double Dragon. But if I have the floppy disk drive for the Commodore 64, I'll be able to play that. Got a couple of those handheld. I always wanted one of these from Coleco. Finally picked this one up. I believe I picked up that Retron 5 either in the 2020 or 2021. Behind there, you guys don't know, there's an Xbox 360 poster. It's been blocked up. And then I got these mini arcade marquee signs. I bought these on eBay, so you gotta be careful. You want to buy these, make sure what you're ordering. Look at the sizes. I picked up these. And I was like, where the hell am I gonna put them? And then I looked at the size, like, well, I can deck this bookshelf so that's what I did, and I got a bunch of these Super Mario Brothers marquees over here as well. And I actually have a couple Zeldas I need to hang, and I need to rehang that Sega Genesis sign with that Super Mario 3 poster. But this is where the PlayStation section is. You got the PS1 section. Give you guys a little time to see what I got right there. And there comes down, this is the PS2 section. A little time right there. Now I'll move down. And then got some more PS2 with some PS3 games. And then in the last few years, I've been picking up a ton of PS4 games. A lot of them are VR, because I love playing my VR. And then I'll move a little down. So you talk about PlayStation, you gotta talk about Xbox. And you got my Xbox section. This is my green Halo Edition Xbox box with Master Chief's helmet. Behind it, I got the Xbox One box, and then under that, I got the 360 behind that, and right here, it's the 360 HD DVD player. So over here is the Xbox original section. Let you guys check that out for a second. And then coming down is Xbox 360 and the Xbox One games. I used to have, well, I was going to say a bunch of 360 games. I actually used to have a ton more of Xbox original games, but I sold them a long time ago. And down here are my 3DO games right here. Long boxes and jewel cases. Let you guys take a quick look. And then over here are the TurboGrafx and the PC Engine games right beside the 3DO games. I'll let you guys look at it. Got a bunch of loose cards with it too. And final, we got the Philips CDI software. The reason it's software instead of games, because a lot of them is just like educational stuff. And then you got some games, VCDs, movies as the VCDs. So there are some games mixed into the Philips CDI, but I just mainly call it software. And I think that's pretty much it. The room's a little messy again, but it's because I actively use it all the time. It's kind of almost like my studio too. So, yeah, I remember, let's come over here. When the Super Mario 3D All-Stars came out, I picked up the coins. Those stickers were for the Switch. I believe these were to be on the dock. And I was like, it really had no spot. I was like, screw it, I'll just slap it on the side. And this is the NES lid that I had a bunch of YouTubers sign. And I believe that's pretty much it. I think I covered. I mean, there's some stuff in other rooms, but like I got the Switch, the PS4 Pro, I got the Xbox One, the Wii U, the Pocky Box, and the Retron 5 in there. But there's no reason to show that. Just I wanted to show off the collection room, so I will try to post a bunch of pictures of this room that pretty much it evolved to this. So I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys later.